In Isaiah 58, 6-8, is not this the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke. Does that sound at all like something you want to experience? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover him and not to hide yourself from your own flesh. Then when you do it, when you get it, then shall your light break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up speedily. Your righteousness shall go before you, and the glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. And I read that. And I've read that several times, and I always try to think, how does that correlate? How does me fasting, how does that help me care for somebody who's hungry? How does that help me care for somebody who's oppressed? And as I was preparing this week, here's what I believe God brought to my mind. I've done some work in a little village called Statesville. It's outside of the second largest city in Haiti, Gonaives, by about 5 miles. And you can't get to there on a paved road. And it's a really crazy drive once you hit the dirt roads. Because you pass by and you're driving, and on the right side is a cemetery. But in Haiti, they don't bury their dead, because if it floods, then the bodies will come up. And so they do overground sarcophaguses. So you see these as you're driving by, and then your driver tells you, well, look on the left. That's the largest voodoo temple in the Americas, here in Haiti. You're like, where am I at? But you keep driving past that, and you get into this small village, and there's this thing here. And if you go to a third world country, churches aren't just churches. Churches are schools, churches, orphanages. They're the community centers. And I go and I could see these kids, what we would call second graders, third graders, and I have nothing in common with them. Nothing. I don't know what it's like to be them. I don't know what it's like to be so poor that I may not eat that day. I don't know what it's like to walk 2 miles in bare feet to go to church. I don't know any of that. How can I possibly empathize with them? How can I possibly say to them, I understand where you're at and God still loves you? What if I go hungry for a while? What if I fast to the point where it hurts a little bit and I know what it's like to be hungry? Like this pastor there would tell me, he's like, I feed them at school on Friday, and then I feed them after church on Sunday. But from Friday lunch to Sunday lunch, they don't have anything to eat at their houses. They probably have 6 brothers or sisters, or their parents are off in the city trying to scrape together something. How can I empathize with that? Unless I know what it's like by my self-denial in the pursuit of God, if I know what it's like to be hungry, so I can pull up next to little Arnaud Pierre, he was my favorite, and I say to him, I know a little bit more what it's like to be like you because I've been hungry. And I know what it's like. I'm going to leave here and I'm going to go be filled again, but you may not. So I want to help you. That's the fast that breaks the bonds of wickedness, to undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free.